sponsor class is the Relic Mod Single Free Air Fan Cooled. This will be a 5-lap final for 7 racers, and on the track is going to be from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Bill Connell on the 108. Sarah Schindler from Ladysmith on the 80X. David Budsman from Luxembourg on the 05 sled. Terry Braith from Staples, Minnesota on the number 2. Ross Haskey from Port Edwards on the 52. Michael Bredel from Wisconsin Rapids on the 32. And from Saukville, Wisconsin, the number 51 driver, Todd Haskey.
Ready to rock and roll. A scratch on the 466. Medford, Wisconsin racer John Bueller not out here with us, but we're going to go 5 laps on this final. I love these old Relic Mod free air singles. So we get set to go. UTech Electronics, JC Bueller Trucking throwing an extra $1,000 into the purse, and the 108 sled wants it. Bill Connell off and running down into the corner. Leads the charge. Big times. He'll lead to charge out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway as well. Got that thing singing a merry tune down the back chute. Hot pursuit comes the 80X sled of Sarah Schindler. Schindler was in the top 3 earlier on today in a different division. Now runs P2 on the field, trying to run down Connell up front. Connell just a little better line, and you see how the Schindler is hang on to it. The 05 gets squirreled up, tight to the bales. We got a side-by-side run for the number 4 spot. The Deuce, Terry Braith looking around the outside. Can't quite pull it off. He's got to get on to binders hard. Working at third positions, Russ Haskey, the 52 sled, down the back straightaway. He is hunkered down behind the bars, trying to cut down on wind resistance. Meanwhile, Terry Braith sitting up straights, bringing her hot into turn number 3 and actually running down the P3 spot. As he races to the outside, down on the inside. A better line, no, for the number 51 sled. He'll take over second to the green flag. Into the number 3 spotter. I'm sorry, not second, but third rather for Todd Haskey. Saukville, Wisconsin racer, able to power on through. Now tries to get that thing with a little giddy up down the back straightaway. See if he can run down the top 2. Bill Connell bringing it around here is going to have 2 laps to go this time by for Connell on the 108 sled. Red flag, got a rider off. And turn number 1. Looks like an orange cone up there as well. So got her a little too tight to the apron of the racetrack and upset the cart. So look out, she's a little slick up there. So Michael Bretto, unfortunately, Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin racer, one stopped on the high side there. And this, what is UTech Electronics and JC Bueller Trucking Relic Mod Single Free Air Fan Cool. So again, an extra $1,000 up for grabs on this one. The winner of this one, Bill Connell, right now looks to have them covered.
Yes, thank you, John and Carolyn from Bueller Trucking for that, as well as UTech Electronics.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking
get her loaded down there, but a tough break for the number 32 sled. Michael's going to have to bow out of competition. We still have 3 laps remaining, 2 laps scored into books. Bill Connell up front, Sarah Schindler running second. throttled him down here. Staggered start on the Ultimax Performance Belts by Timken's starting line. 108 to Bill Connell down here. The ADX. Sarah Schindler will fire off in the number 2 spot. Needs to attack quickly, although Connell, man, that is a whole shot machine in that 108. He's got her hooked up. See if he's able to hang on to the advantage. The Haskies back behind, 3rd and 4th on the field. Then the deuce of Terry Braith rounds out the field. Boy, it sounds like he's got a 2-step on the 1 sled. Punch the throttle. There's a whole shot out of the ADX. Nope. Connell outpowers down into the corner. Took a shot at him for Sarah Schindler, and Schindler just couldn't quite pull it off. Now drops back into P2, and Connell's off and running. 108 sled down the back straightaway, running and gunning for all he's worth. Schindler trying to close down into turn number 3. Looks just a little bit lower on the racing surface. Connell's got a nice line, though. Boy, that thing handles so well. Carries a lot of speed through the apex. I think that's where he really gains a lot of time. So between the whole shot and the line he has through the corners and the way that thing handles, he is just bad fast getting around the racetrack on the old Relic mod. He's down the back chute. He goes tight to the board. Sarah Schindler watching him recede into the distance. Meanwhile, back at the P3 spot, Todd Haskey, the number 51, holding that down. The number 2, Terry Braith, has dealt with Russ. Russ left by the wayside. His sled off the pace. Is hang on. Contact. Rider off down in the corner. And the caution's going to come out. So that was to the white flag, so the red flag's going to come out on this one. It's a 2 sled, Terry Braith, Staples, Minnesota racer. Unfortunately, he was trying to make a move on Haskey and brought her in there a little too hot on Todd. So that'll bring out the tow board down in the corner. We'll see if the 2 is able to continue on. Again, Bill Connell, the 108, didn't have the whole shot the last time. Actually, Sarah was a little quicker on the trigger and actually was able to pull the whole shot. Bill Connell just outmuscled her to get down into turn number 1, so see if Sarah can do it again. The game plan, I think, for Sarah would be to get out in front of Bill and then make that sled as wide as possible and force him to go around the outside. Unfortunately, that would require getting the whole sled out in front of that 108, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. 51 sled slides into the number 3 spot. Todd Haskey still hanging tough right there. Russ back behind on the 52, and then the deuce at the tail of the field now, bringing out that red flag for Terry Braith. So we'll see how this plays out. So set to go. 108 focused intently on Todd. He throws the green flag. Sarah again gets a little better hole shot. But Bill, once he comes up to speed and tightens up those clutches, he is off and running. He'll shoot wide, coming out turn number 2 and open up the door down on the inside. No one able to capitalize. So he'll head down the back chute for the 108 sled. White flag coming out this time by is down on the inside. Bill looking for smooth ice on the high side. Look at that line coming around there. That is a beautiful, beautiful line. I talked about it earlier on in this race. He glances over the shoulder. Yep, no competition to be found. Sarah back running P2 on the ADX sled. But Bill carves down into the corner. A beautiful line at that end of the racetrack as well. Just carrying a lot of speed all the way around. Not even sure he's letting out of the throttle on that old Relic Mod single. Free air fan-cooled hot rod. He'll come around here to the checkered flag and looking to pick this one up. And Hutech Electronics, J.C. Bueller Trucking, an extra $1,000 going to him. But Bill Connell victorious in category. Second going to go to Sarah Schindler. Third goes to the 51 of Todd Haskey. That's race number 7 on the day.
Taking 4th would be Terry Braith. And coming around 3 and 4 is 5th place here, the number 52 of Russ Haskey.
Boy, when those things go off their feed, they go off their feed big time, don't they? So that thing was running in the top 3 there for a little while now. Unfortunately, just trying to get back to the Woody's Traction Control paddock area.
Alrighty, and coming down victory lane on his Relic Mod single free air fan cooled. That's the number 108 of Bill Connell from Chippewa Falls. Congratulations to him. He is your champion for the 22nd Vintage World Championships here. Class sponsored by Hutech Electronics and J.C. Bueller Trucking. Thank you.